there! So the stuff in my hair is hair chalk. Happens to be the colors of the Pan flag. I don't know. It was just at my church's VBS. Some kids got into it. Here we are. But a while ago I filled out these forms for my school. It's like a senior college questionnaire thing. And I wanted to talk about some of the things I wrote there, not necessarily in response to the questions, but just because there are little things that I want to share with you all. One of these is, this is a very conceited video. Let's address that. It's about me. So one of the things here is about my intellectual curiosity. So I really love learning, and I just research all sorts of items outside of school, from politics to the etymology of slang to philosophy to all sorts of developments in medicine. And you know this, I make an eclectic bunch of videos just because there's so much I want to talk about, because there's so much I know about. And I've always, this researcher of medicine and whatever has increased since my illness has made itself pronounced. That is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or EDS, for those of you who are new and haven't heard about that. And I also spend a lot of time learning about the different types of youth ministry, and frequently researching any Bible history and things of a similar nature. I just want to know all sorts of stuff about the Bible, from like context to whether or not Jesus was a social justice warrior, to just whatever. I want to talk about all sorts of things. And then I talk about here that I believe in an absolute sense of right and wrong, and I believe in doing what is right as much as possible. And then I talk about how I would never pass the blame off for something on someone else. And here's where my integrity almost breaks down. Not even almost, it does. Because I would rather take the blame for someone else regardless of whether or not I did the thing. Like, I want to minimize the amount of suffering other people experience, more so than I want to pursue actual absolute justice. So if that comes down to, like, whether someone is going to get a detention for something or other, I would rather get the detention whether or not I caused, or whether or not I did the thing that deserves the detention. This is not me saying I have detention, like, I can't. It's summer. And, I don't know, that just kind of worries me a little bit. But whatever. What I really wanted to talk about is this question, where it asks me, what 3 adjectives would I use to describe myself? Because this is always, one of my favorite questions for people to answer. And then there's justification. So I would use empathetic, I would use authentic, and I would use completionist to describe me. So my empathy, blah blah blah, I believe as a Christian we are called to love everybody, and I literally do my best to love everybody. People I've met, people I haven't, people who are victims of violence, and people who are perpetrators of violence. I believe everybody is worthy of love. And because I love so deeply and so universally, or at least try to, I wind up with this great feeling for other people. And I wind up feeling tragedies at such an intensely personal level, to a point that is not even healthy, but it is what it is. Then there's authenticity, which I practice on YouTube to a much greater extent than I can practice at school, but I try to live a life of honesty, and I believe that the greatest gift we can give each other is vulnerability, because it shows we value each other and we trust each other, blah blah blah. And then there's completionist, which dictionary.com defines as a player who attempts to complete every challenge and earn every achievement or trophy. It's a video game thing. But whenever I begin something, I want to complete it. Which is why I always get super frustrated with myself when I, like, for example, last night, fall asleep before filming and uploading a video. Which now means I have to do, like, 5 videos a day. For the next few days. Because I'm going to be traveling. Yeah. But I do my very best to finish everything I start. Even to the point where I won't turn in halfway completed homework. And then there's, what am I interested in academically? Not just like, what do I excel at, but what am I interested in? And I am very interested in math. I know, I'm so nerdy. But I would never be able to pursue math in, like, a higher level class. In college, I couldn't major in it, I couldn't work with it, because I'm too impatient with myself to pursue it, beyond what, like, recreationally, because I'm not good at it, and I can do it if I have enough time, but I can't do it in, like, super advanced classes. I'm just not good enough at it. But it's so beautiful, and it's such a great illustration of universal truths. I don't know, it's so great. I also really love languages and linguistics. And then Christianity, obviously. As a Christian, I'm interested in that. But also just religions in general. Blah, blah, blah. Blah. Whatever. Then there are 2 books that influenced me a lot, which are Les Miserables, which I've talked about, and The Old Man and the Sea, for a reason you won't expect. And then there's, I don't know, I feel like this was not actually the video I wanted it to be, but I'm gonna upload it anyway, because I don't have a lot of time today, and I have a lot of things to do. So that's me. I filled out some forms. I talked a bit about myself. I put my actual legit birth name, not even the nickname everyone calls me, and that's an experience. I ideally will not be called that. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think I'm ever going to legally change my name, but nobody's going to ever really call me that except my bank, and I can suffer through that. And I have things like, I don't know, colleges. Whatever. There's a story I might tell that's on here about a 30-hour famine. I don't know. My advice for you is fill out any forms in your life. It's good. I hope you have a great day.